Hello and welcome DPL fans. I'm here making nachos today. So to follow this recipe, you're going to need Roma tomatoes. They're red. You can find them pretty easily at a grocery store. Just look for red. You're going to need a serrano pepper. You can use jalapeno if you don't want it as spicy. I have a knife. I have some leftover taco meat from yesterday. Onion and a bit of cilantro over there. This video is sponsored by Herdez Taqueria Street Sauce. I have habanero here and the verde sauce. I'm using that because I forgot to buy a lime for my pico de gallo. So I'm using the green sauce because it's a little bit tart and, acidic like that. So it can substitute and it tastes good. So I like these ones. The verde one is my favorite, but I'm going to use the habanero on top of my nachos today. So you should definitely buy these because they're kindly sponsoring this video. And then of course for nachos, you're also going to need chips and cheese, and I have bananas here. You can skip this step, but what it does allow me to do is hold my phone so you can get a slightly more cinematic angle for me slicing my pico de gallo, which I'm going to do now. So I'm going to cut the tomato in half, and then I'm going to cut it once this way. Incredible. And then, since we're dicing tomatoes here, I'm going to dice them pretty small dice, and then I'm going to turn it. Wow. A shout out to Dougal, by the way. He said I should do a cooking video, so now I'm making nachos with pico de gallo because that's what I wanted to make today, and it seemed pretty easy. Alright, so this is 1/2 of one tomato. I'm gonna make a little bit more than I actually need because I want to have extra pico de gallo for later. But yeah, I'm just going to dice tomato. You can skip this step if you want, but the tomato pieces are going to be way too big, so I highly recommend dicing your tomatoes if you're making pico de gallo. I also have an onion. I'm not going to use the whole thing. It's a yellow onion. You can use white onion or red onion, it doesn't matter. I just have yellow onion. You know how it goes. Alright. Shout out to Undead. He's probably going to win Finals MVP in DPL. That's the GOAT right there. You're the champions, my friend. Yeah, it was a prophecy. So the taco meat that I have left over, it actually has a little bit of tater tots mixed into it. That serves two purposes. It stretches out the meat because the meat is more expensive than potato. And also you add crispy potato, so it's like win-win, right? So to make that, I put a little bit of oil in the pan, heat it up, and then I just throw frozen tater tots directly onto a frying pan, wait for them to get crispy on all sides, and then I smash them with a spatula. And then I add, this was about 1/2 pound of ground beef that I did. I used some of it, and then this is the leftover. But yeah, it's like super good for like taco fillings. I put it in a quesadilla yesterday actually, but same concept. That was because I forgot to buy taco sized tortillas, so I only had big ones. So I just made a quesadilla instead. It was like super based. Anyways, that's gonna be my diced tomatoes. Now let's do the serrano next. I'm going to take off the top. I'm going to cut it in half this way. And then I'm just going to cut it into quarters lengthwise, keeping the seeds because, gotta keep it a little bit spicy like that, you know what I'm saying? And then the peppers, I think, should be a little bit smaller dice than the tomato because that's like super chill. Anyways, let's do like 1/4 of this onion, I think, will be pretty cool. How am I gonna cut that though? Well, let's get it in half first. And then let me just peel this. So I'm going to probably do that, yeah. Quarter of an onion. Is that enough onion? Doesn't seem like a lot of onion. I might do, yeah, I'll do the full half. So, yeah, just. If you didn't know, TDT is currently having signups. So if you want to play ADV, go ahead and do that. I will not be doing that because ADV is like, it's kind of like Little Cup where like people barely play it enough where it's a thing, but like, do people actually like play it for real? It's like kind of cringe, you know what I'm saying? Anyways, I'm going to cut up some cilantro, just rip off a piece for my bunch, roughly chop it. That'll do just fine. Is that enough? Might do a little bit more. Yeah, let me just grab a little bit more. Yeah, that should be good. Right. So there's my pico de gallo. Let me remove my phone from the banana stand. And we're just going to mix this up a little bit with our hands. I'm going to add a little bit of this green salsa, and then I'm going to add a pretty generous portion of salt. But now my hand's a little bit dirty, so let me just put this back into the banana stand. Right, here's my salt. Do a little bit more. I don't even know if you can see that. What's the angle on that? Close enough. Okay, and then my green salsa, substituting for lime juice, whatever. It'll work. And now, let's just mix this up. And there's my pico de gallo. It's looking pretty good. Good enough to eat, I'd say. Let me just wash my hands a little bit here. And now we're gonna build our nachos. So, see, how's my banana stand looking? It's kind of, okay, let's do that. Move this out of the way. So here I have a plate. Then I have my chips. That should be good. Maybe a little bit more. Perfect. Now what are we gonna do first? Let's do a little bit of cheese first. I'm feeling the cheese right now. Some cheese on top, because nachos requires cheese. Kind of like in the definition of nacho. Do a layer of cheese. I get my ground beef tater tot mixture. Oh, I also added taco seasoning to this, so it tastes good. Let's get this a nice layer going here. Then I'm going to put a little bit more cheese on top. Not too much, but just kind of make sure everything's easy. Like that. Now I'm just going to microwave it until the cheese is melted. Alright, and so it's in there. And we're going to see how long it's going to take. I put it in for 1 minute and 50 seconds because someone left 20 seconds like in there without clearing it, and then I had to press the add 30-second button a few times. But yeah, you can see it cooking in there. Now, in the meantime, I don't know, I'll just kind of like wait, I guess. Because like, this is where I would probably like start cleaning my cutting board and stuff, but one of my hands is holding my phone, and it's kind of hard to do that with one hand, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, I guess we just kind of wait. So what do you think of the finals of DPL? Like last season, the script was pretty great, right? Can't top that. But this one, you know, first seed curse remains. But like outside of that, it's kind of a wash, right? Cake kind of like rolled through. See, is the cheese starting to melt here? Not quite. Probably gonna add another 30 seconds there. You know, just gotta play by ear, you know what I'm saying? I can put this away. This is my cilantro. Remember, clean as you go. It makes it easier in the long run. This stuff can go away. This I'm gonna put in a little plastic bag. You put it in the fridge. A little bit of extra taco meat. We can just close this up. Yeah, like 20 seconds on there. We're going through the journey because, you know, sometimes it's not about the destination, it's about the journey. When you're making nachos, it's kind of like about the destination, because the destination is nachos. But look at that. Yeah, that looks good. So we're going to have that there. We're going to take our pico de gallo and just right on top. Now, some people might make the rookie mistake of putting the pico de gallo on first and then microwaving it. I highly do not recommend that, because then your pico de gallo will be hot, and that's not good. So yeah, I like a decent amount of pico de gallo in there, so I'm gonna load it up. There's the rest of it. We'll save for later. And we're gonna use this Herdez Taqueria Street Sauce Fiery Habanero. This is really good. I'm gonna put this on top. Now, one thing I did notice about this one, it kind of comes out really slowly. And like with the green sauce, you can just kind of squeeze the bottle, but for the habanero one, for whatever reason, this one doesn't work like that, so I just kind of got to shake it until I have enough. I think that should be good. And yeah, let's put away my salsas. And there we have it. Perfect nachos. I chose not to go with beans this time, just because this was easier. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one.